Welcome back to the Odyssey. I am Mike Odyssey, and yes, I have played Tears of the Kingdom, or I should say I've been playing Tears of the Kingdom now for a while. I have about 35 to 40 hours in. Yes, I'm well in the game, and I'm going to give you my first impressions, but this first impressions of the game will cover basically just the beginning of the game, you know, because that's what's being covered out there. That's what's been out there with the gameplay with AJ and Uma and other content creators when it comes to that, the gameplay footage that is out. So I will be covering that and give you guys my opinions, but I will actually give you substance. I will tell you the negatives. I will tell you the positives. I'll do comparisons between Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom to give you guys an overall idea without spoiling too much of what the game is like, right? What the game is like, not what the game is about. No stories or nothing that will basically ruin it for you. But just to give you guys an idea, so you come with it with an expectation, because it's pretty kind of surprising. So let's go ahead and start it.
Welcome to the Odyssey, hit the like, press play. You're running with the squad like see no blade. Drive like Mario, we on.
So before we get into today's stories, you see, I want to ask you one thing. I want to ask for your subscription. You see, I'm legally blind and I'm basically losing my sight as we go. I don't have sight on my left eye and I have about 40% sight of my right eye, and it's just fading away, right? The doctors right now have nothing else they can do, but I have a dream to become a full-timer on YouTube by the end of this year, and I want to ask you for your help. If you subscribe to this channel right now, it'll only take a second. For me, it'll just change my life. So if you could do that right now, I would really appreciate it. Here we have Monday through Friday Nintendo news. On the weekends, we have products and reviews, and we also have the occasional Nintopic podcast with your favorite voice actor. So I would really appreciate it. It would mean the world to me, and I just want to thank you in advance for giving me your subscription. Let's move on to today's stories. Okay, so yeah, I've been playing Tears of the Kingdom now for, I would say, a couple of weeks now. I got an early review copy. So I wanted to talk about my first impressions of the game. Give you guys what I feel. I want to go over the positives, and I want to go over the negatives as well, because unfortunately there always is, you know. Even with Breath of the Wild, there were some little things here and there, and I want to be completely honest with you guys so that you guys have a good expectation of going into the game, what to expect, what not to expect, and comparisons to Breath of the Wild. So let's go ahead and compare to Breath of the Wild. So Breath of the Wild, we start out in a great plateau, right? And we meet King Roam, which tells us in order to get the glider, you have to complete these 4 shrines. And completing these 4 shrines will also give you your base abilities that you will use throughout the game, right? And that is basically the gist of Breath of the Wild at the beginning. You are in the Great Plateau, complete the shrines, get the abilities, get the glider, and then you're off on your journey. Okay, well, it's the same exact thing on Tears of the Kingdom. It's basically the same exact thing in Tears of the Kingdom. Just characters change, locations change, and when it comes to what you're doing, you know, where you start off, you already know that you start off in the sky. That's where you actually start off. You don't start moving in the sky. You start controlling Link somewhere else before. You'll see that when you start the game, you will control Link before that. But when it comes to you actually getting into the game, yes, Link will wake up in the sky just like it says on the website, and you will meet a personality, and of course you have to complete some shrines. Yes, shrines to get abilities, to get off the great plateau of the Tears of the Kingdom, then off to the adventure. So there is an exact kind of parallel thing to that there. One of the things that I really saw was that it was very Breath of the Wildy, and it actually really quickly felt like Breath of the Wild to me, even though I loved what I saw when it comes to story. I'm not gonna tell you too much into it. They actually did upgrade the animations and everything, the voice acting, all well-rounded, put together. It's incredible. It actually makes you emotional. If you love the series of The Legend of Zelda, it does make you emotional when you're starting the game because it is a brand new game. It feels like a brand new game. And I think it's just basically the tutorial section stays exactly the same as in Breath of the Wild. It's basically the same tutorial in order to give you guys an idea on how to use the new abilities. Now, when it comes to using the new abilities, I know that Eiji Aonuma makes it look really easy. There is a learning curve because you're learning more to use more buttons, more buttons. For example, if you're going to use Ultra Hand, you're going to have to, for example, press L and then select with the knob and then make sure you're selecting it. It's like a mouse cursor. Select Ultra Hand, and then it'll activate. Same thing with the other abilities. Make sure you select and then you move the hand over to wherever you want the ability to be, and then do that. When it comes to shooting the arrows as well, there are more buttons involved, so it takes a little bit of time for you to get used to it. When it comes to the buttons, don't get frustrated. Keep trying. At the point where I am now, it's just already second nature. I'm already I feel like I'm already in Breath of the Wild type of movement that I can just, with my eyes closed, I can do whatever I want to do when it comes to the mechanics and the abilities. But it does take a little bit for you to get used to it because there are more buttons. There are more buttons involved at the same time, and it's there, right? I'm gonna go more into the game. You guys already know about the beginning. I already did the comparison between Tears of the Kingdom and Breath of the Wild. The same exact way that you now I'm gonna go ahead and enter into a little more details. I'm not gonna say stories, but if you don't want to know anything at all beyond this point, you can click away now, because I'm gonna get into a little more when it comes to the bed of the game. Okay, the bed of the game is what you do to earn hearts. What is it that like upgrades and stuff like that, things like that. I'm not gonna get into the story of the game. Story is amazing, fantastic, beautiful. The music is incredible. It's the most beautiful music I've ever heard in a game. You'll notice that right away. But I'm gonna go ahead and get into the kind of mechanics and the bed of the game. So if you want to know nothing from this point on, go ahead and click away. 3, 2, 1. All right, so when it comes to Breath of the Wild, you know how in Breath of the Wild, you have to enter the shrines, look at the shrines. All the shrines have the same exact feel and look. And you enter the shrines and you complete the shrines and you get the little orb in order to, collect them, get 4 of them, go to a statue of the goddess and change it for either a heart container or a stamina wheel, right? So that's Breath of the Wild. We all know that. Tears of the Kingdom. I don't know if if this is fortunately or fortunate, but it's the same. It's exactly the same. The shrines have changed when it comes to how they look. You guys will. I'm not gonna show you anything. How they look. The inside of the shrine. Every shrine is basically the same, just like Tears of the Kingdom, just like Breath of the Wild. They had a theme. The shrine inside is basically the same. Now, one good thing about the shrines is that they're a little longer. They involve more puzzles and they're a little more difficult. They're longer. Some of them are very short. Some of them are very long. It just depends on whether you go. I think at the beginning of the game you enter easier shrines, and as you advance, you get into the harder shrines, and they become a little longer and longer and longer and longer. And that's what we have. We collect those little orbs. The same. It has another name. I'm not gonna tell you. You guys can find out later on. Collect the little orbs, and that's how you get your heart container. The heart container statues are mostly in the same places. You can go to Kakariko Village, and you know they have the little statue there on the water. Yep, it's still there. There's a lot of that going on when it comes to heart containers. So yes, expect to actually travel again through the entire land, completing the shrines in order for you to up your heart containers. Now, another thing that is back from Breath of the Wild is these Koroks. Yep, the Koroks are everywhere. Again, they're literally everywhere. And you collect, I'm not sure if you collect all 999, but they are back. They are all over the place. The only addition is something we've already seen in the trailer, is that not only do you collect the Koroks, but you also help them on some side quests. Like there are some Koroks around there, little travelers that are even trapped somewhere or something. You have to help them along the way as a side quest. So that's basically the only difference when it comes to that. So the Koroks are back. Let me see what else I can get into without giving you into spoilers. If you were worried that the land was going to be exactly the same, worry no more, because I'm going to say this, I don't recognize it that well anymore. I really don't. Everything feels so incredibly different. The land has changed so much. It just feels completely different. Completely different everywhere. It's just, it's not the same. It's the same map. Yes, everything is in the same location, but when it comes to how it looks, how it looks, what changed, the atmosphere, everything looks completely different. Like if you stand at a certain location, you look to a certain spot, unless you are well aware of where you are, you have no clue. Again, you have no clue where you are. But that is basically when it comes to the land. So if you were expecting change and you were looking forward to change, there is a lot of change when it comes to the actual map. There is a lot of change. There's a lot of new. It will feel like you're playing a brand new game. Yes, it'll feel Breath of the Wildy when you're collecting the little orbs to get your heart containers and the Koroks. It'll feel Breath of the Wild. It actually will feel like Breath of the Wild when you're doing those things, when you're actually visiting the shrines and and other things that are on the side. But when it comes to the land, when it comes to the mechanics, when it comes to the story of the game, then yeah, this is full Tears of the Kingdom. The music of the game, full Tears of the Kingdom. Now, the positives, I love the music. I love the storyline. I love how the journey, how it takes you along the way. It's emotional. There's a lot of mystery. There's so much mystery, and the type of mystery that keeps you intrigued, that you want to know more about. And well, the negatives, I would say, is Koroks. I'm with everybody. I'm on the boat with everybody. I don't want to collect 999 Korok seeds. I would say also in the neutral zone, leaning towards negative. The shrines, I was hoping for another way to collect heart containers. Other than that. What else? Let's see here. There are a lot of things that people out there were saying they were expecting to be part of the game that are not. It's not, and I'm going to just say that. I'm not going to go into the details. You guys can speculate on whatever it is. But a lot of the things that were speculated that were going to be part of this game, a lot of it major theories, major speculations of things that will coming back or not coming back or whatever. It's not. I'm right at the back. I'll tell you, it is. It is a sequel to Breath of the Wild, so it will feel like an extension of Breath of the Wild. It will feel like an extension of Breath of the Wild when you're actually playing it and you're in the field, you will probably forget you're not playing Tears of the Kingdom. You know, you're playing Breath of the Wild. The encounters with the enemies are kind of like the same. That is fun because, of course, you've seen the trailer. There are so many more enemies to deal with, and there are so many ways to get them. There are the sky islands out there. You will spend a long time in the beginning in the sky, a little bit more than you probably want to, and then you will spend a long time in the ground, maybe a little more than you want to. And that's, I guess that's what I have for now. And then just stay tuned for my full review coming up soon. But I just wanted to get that out there, just to tell you guys, just to give you my first impressions of the game. I have more to say just because I'm more in the game right now, and but I'll share that later on after the game comes out, or when the reviews are out. I will put my review alongside everyone else's so that you guys can see my full review. I'll also have day one gameplay on the channel for the majority of the game, and other things, so you guys can come back here if you want to check out the game before you purchase the game. If you want to get convinced to see whether you want to purchase it, you can come back here and take a look at the game. I also have a few helpful videos along the line with Tears of the Kingdom, evergreen content, meaning things you can use whenever throughout the game's life. And so there you have it, guys. So far, I'm enjoying the game. It's fantastic. There's some things, yes, that I wish were different, but they're not. And there are other things that are pretty good. It's enough to call it a sequel. It's enough to call it a sequel. It's not DLC. And there you have it, guys. Let me know what you guys think down below in the comments. And if you want to know more, go ahead and ask the question down below. Ask the question, and I will answer your question. I will literally answer your question down below. Just to let you guys know, this is a video with spoiler warnings because I'm giving you my first impressions. I spoke a little bit about the game, and even the comments down below, I will pin the comment down in below stating that the comments down below will also have some sort of spoiler warning because I do want to answer some questions. If you guys have questions, I got the answer. So I want to go ahead and answer those questions down below. All right, guys, that's going to do it for this video. Let me know what you guys, if you have any questions, and I'll see you in the next awesome adventure of the Odyssey. But before I let you go, I have two important things I need to let you know. Number one, never give up. And number two, journey on. Peace.
We're on a journey, looking back on the things that we've taken for granted, but feels like we're learning to be better.